Welcome to the kitchen garden at Juniper Green, about 3 months after planning. I cannot wait to get you inside this kitchen garden, show you how everything has taken off, and inspire you to grow the garden of your dreams too. If you're the kind of person who is into beautiful gardens and tons of plants and delicious harvests and tips and tricks on how to grow more of the food and the plants that you love, then you've got to subscribe to the Gardenary channel. You can hit that button right here on this page and you'll get a notification every time we drop a new video that's going to inspire you and teach you a new trick or a new design or walk you through a tour of a garden like this one to keep you growing all year long. So let's start off with this tunnel arch trellis. We built 4 tunnel arches. These are all from the Gardenary shop. These are wonderfully set in cement, so they are very, very sturdy. We planted some trumpet vine on the outsides in order to grow over the trellis really quickly. They're definitely doing their job. And come on through here and you can see we started to plant also some blackberries and raspberries along the middle of the trellises as well. Along the tunnel, what we did is some wild native grasses and some echinacea to grace the edge of the border here. And we really continued that all the way through. So we kept this same planting pattern for the entirety of the tunnel arch trellis. So trumpet vine, and there might be another, I think a honeysuckle that's going to grow over the trellis, as well as blackberries and raspberries. You can see these blackberries starting to form here. The raspberries are a little bit slower growing, but I just found this vine that was hiding down under. Let's see if we have one over here too. I think we do. So when you set up your vines to grow over an arch trellis, you do have to do a little bit of training just to be sure that all of the plant stays on the trellis rather than growing out wild. But this one's looking awesome. I'll show you the last 2 back here. We kind of bumped into their fruit trees that were here already, but we're doing okay back here, and these plants actually seem to be enjoying the shade a little bit. We have another blackberry vine. Look at this. This thing is taking off, so I'm going to try to carefully twist this into the arch trellis so that it grows along the trellis instead of out in the wild. And just like that, it's trellised and ready to grow. So this is the tunnel arch. This can be entered for, this is an event space. So patrons can enter through the parking lot, or they can also come just straight from the grassy area. So now let's head back to look at this area, and then we'll head to the kitchen garden space. So this space, they have a lot of events over here. So we wanted this to be pretty wild. We planted it with a lot of natives and pollinator friendly plants. We've got some nepeta, we've got some gara, we've got some grasses, we've got some lots of butterfly, attractive plants, some more echinacea. We've got some coreopsis, some rudbeckia, some cosmos, and then they have these gorgeous fruit trees that are actually starting to fruit. I think these are apples, and the fruit is looking so beautiful. It just blends in great with all of these natives and flowers. Then here is the formal entrance for Juniper Green. If they have people back at the tent or in the restaurant, they'll come into the garden space right here. We use one of our large Gardenary obelisk trellises here. We're going to plant some vines to come up here throughout the fall. One more fruit tree here, and then we really continued our native plant and pollinator friendly flowers here in this space as well. So here we've got bee balms and more gara. We've got some more grasses, lots of grasses actually, some coreopsis, and lots of pollinator friendly flowers and plants all growing through here. We added a little bit of sedum too. Then we have this first entryway, and these are our first 2 working kitchen gardens. These are our Gardenary cedar beds. This one is a 4x8 and this one is a 4x6. And they are packed with herbs and greens. So we have basil and chives and sage and oregano and lavender and rosemary and purple basil. The dill and cilantro is going to seed. We've got some more herbs around this side. And then this other bed is really a repeat of this one. These are meant to be a little bit lower so that when you're looking onto the kitchen garden space, you can see the rest of the kitchen garden as well. So that brings you back to the tunnel arch, and this is where everyone just kind of gathers for events, hangs out. They can have a little appetizer or even the main course. And then we walk back to this, the back part of the kitchen garden space. So this is the parking area for Juniper Green, and we wanted to create a little bit of a barrier where over time this is going to be overgrown with plants to the point that you can't really see into the parking lot from this space. So we used our border steel beds with Gardenary. These are going to rust to look like they are Corten steel. So they'll rust to a point and then stop. And then we used our Nicole panel trellises. We put 2 of these in every bed. These beds are doing really well. We've got watermelon vining, we've got more basil, lots of peppers. We've had cucumbers going up the trellis. And then these awesome berries, crazy tomatoes. These are from Wild Boar Farms. I started these at my home back in January, so it's really fun to see these in the garden. I'll show you a couple more. This one is really starting to fruit. Do you see all these flowers that this plant puts out? It is amazing. I love this plant, and you can see the bees love it too. It's like they know it is the real deal. So we've got more cucumbers here, a couple more that have already been forming. We have a couple little baby watermelons like this one that are forming on the edge of the bed. So fun. And look at these tomatoes. I'll show you, oh God, I'll show you what they look like when they are ripe. So here's a yellow one, and they are so sweet and very juicy. They're the perfect treat on a hot summer day, which is what we are experiencing right now. So the rest of these beds continue to have the same plants. George is over there tending. We have a little bit of a pest pressure issue, which happens in the middle of the summer. These 2 beds are similar to the other. We've got a few more greens in here. We've got kale and Swiss chard, then loads and loads of herbs and flowers along the edges. And then you'll see just how full our native plant space is really taking off. This Gara, I love the flowers taking off on this. It's so whimsical and beautiful. We've got all these other beautiful, the Rebecca is really taking off, and this blazing star is a total butterfly magnet. So if you go down this area, we have a lot of repeats of the same flowers, keeping the bees and the butterflies busy with lots of grasses and helpful flowers, some yarrow there on the end, and then one more Gardenary obelisk trellis here at the end. So this is what the garden looks like about 2 months after planting. We're in a very hot time of the year, so it was very exciting to arrive here and to see so much of the garden so full and beautiful. I just love it, and I'm inspired to go home and plant more plants in my own garden too. So if this garden inspires you to make your own kitchen garden even more beautiful, then you can shop almost all of these items inside the Gardenary online shop. We've got the tunnel arch trellis here, which will ship directly to your home. We've got our cedar raised beds, which you can get in a variety of sizes and heights. We have our steel beds at the back that come in a variety of sizes and widths. And then we have our panel trellises back here, the Nicole panel trellis. And finally, our obelisk trellises. All of these are able to ship directly to your home, so you can create a gorgeous, inspiring kitchen garden just like this one. And if you want the instructions and the step-by-step to do so, you can find out more about my online course, Kitchen Garden Academy, right below this video. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you to Juniper Green for letting us come in and create this inspiring space for so many people to see. We love it, and we love you even more.